Trump enters the crypto sphere by partnering with World Liberty Financial DeFi. Microstrategy wants to purchase another $700 million in Bitcoin, and Binance's CZ is going to be released from jail within 2 weeks. Also, with RFK Jr. joining the Trump campaign, making America healthy again is now front and center of the American mindset. Today, we're joined by the creators of the MAHA token to discuss how we can use blockchain to start a movement that makes America healthier. It's time to rage against the machine. But if you aren't feeling ragey, just get a little irritated against the machine. And join us for episode number 742 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
And once again, you have found yourself in the Republic of Bad Cryptopia, inhabited by myself, Sir Lord Joel Comm, that guy, Sir Lord Travis Wright, and billions, literally billions of microbes from around the world. They're all here listening in for this episode. Hey, Trav.
No, I got trillions. They said that 10 trillion 10 trillion cells you have, plus those 10 trillion cells in your gut biome. There's 40 trillion bacteria, and those bacteria have 100 trillion viruses. So think of all of us are here together, and that's just me. And then Joel. So we have quadrillion, quintillions.
And they're all listening in to this episode.
Leave a review. If just a few of them could leave a review.
That would be great. Actually, we got a new 1-star review, and the dude said something like, just horrible opinions. It's like, okay, tell me that your little fifis were offended without telling me your fifis.
Listen, if you guys are listening, you got to leave a good review to combat all these 1-star bandits. Come on. What are you doing? Leave a review on your favorite podcasty app, preferably Apple, and do your thing.
So we've got a double-decker for you today here. We're going to cover a little bit of the big news that's in the spotlight right now, and then we are going to put the spotlight on a crypto token that is going to help make America healthy again, something that we really need. So let's just get started here. We're going to pull up the coin geckos and timestamp this particular recording. So because the crypto markets go up and down so much that sometimes by the time we release an episode, like Bitcoin's off $2,000-$3,000 from when we first recorded it. It is Tuesday, September 17th, 12:13 p.m. Central Standard Time, because I'm currently in Nashville, y'all. And according to CoinGecko, the crypto market cap is $2.187 trillion. Bitcoin back over 60,000. I didn't even know that, Trav. Like, this was the first time I've...
Yeah.
It was 58 last time I looked. That was like last night. So 60,763, Ethereum 2365, BNB 546, Solana 132, XRP 58.5 cents, Dogecoin 10 cents, and Toncoin back in the number 10 slot at $5.50. I have no idea what just moved Bitcoin 5% over the last 24 hours. But I'm always happy to see it.
Always good to see. Well, Trump did mention his new crypto project yesterday. And so, and I watched it and I go, oh, is crypto going to pop? No, crypto didn't pop yesterday, but it is popping now. So I've not dove in to see exactly why it's moving right now. But it's always good to see. There's been a lot of there's been a barrier right there of all these sell orders, right? So busting through 60 is a really good sign, folks.
The sentiment is still fearful out there. We're currently at in the fear and greed index 33 fear, waiting for that moment that we break through. Remember, September is traditionally a down month in the crypto world, in Bitcoin, and this is nothing different. Like, if you look at the past 4-year cycles, this is all very similar. And then we have what has been called Uptober. And typically we will see the crypto markets move up at the end of the year. This being a really unusual election year, who knows? Anything's possible. There are so many black swans that can go swimming across this lake here at any given moment that all bets are off. But following the trends, if we're going to go with that, then we're going to go, okay, things are getting ready to look up.
Look at that up at the top there. Bitcoin dominance, 55%. Yesterday, it was at 58%, Joel. And that was the highest that it had been since April 2021. So what does that mean for the alt markets? It's already dropped down 3% from its dominance of yesterday. And so, it's going to be interesting to see. So I am definitely optimistic, and it's weird. As you mentioned, October is Uptober, especially in a halving year. And so that's why it's great to see. We got some cool news here around a couple people who are buying lots of Bitcoin, El Salvador. And then the next story is going to be around MicroStrategy. So El Salvador's president, Bukele, to present debt-free budget for 2025. And he is talking about all the Bitcoins. They had a $338 million deficit, which doesn't sound like anything compared to America's $1 trillion in deficit. Like, my God.
But when he took office, it was 1.2 billion. So they're already, they've shrunk the deficit, 70%. And he's saying in 2025, their government is going to have no deficit. And of course, they are still buying a Bitcoin every day, every single day. And they are not relenting on that. And this is why, I stand by the assertion that El Salvador is going to become the richest nation in Central America. They currently have 5,874 Bitcoin. Imagine, like, if Bitcoin moves as much as we're hoping it does, then that deficit is going to get wiped out in nothing flat.
Right. There they go. They got themselves a nice Bitcoin reserve. Also, a huge Bitcoin reserve. MicroStrategy to offer $700 million in notes to buy more Bitcoin, and their stock price fell. But what's weird, Joel, is MicroStrategy has been buying all this Bitcoin, and then you have all these central banks all across the world buying lots of MicroStrategy stock because they can't buy Bitcoin directly, right? So what they're doing is they're buying MicroStrategy stock, but MicroStrategy fell 5%. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But how many Bitcoins do they have now? Last I saw, they had
right here 244,800. They just bought another $1.1 million worth of Bitcoin. I mean, that is
billion.
They bought $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now they have 244,800 Bitcoin. I mean, MicroStrategy is all in. Like, if this doesn't, this doesn't work out, then, well, that's the end of that company. I mean, you talk about
anytime this company makes a bunch of money, which they do a lot of consulting and other things, they just say, all right, take these profits. Let's buy some more Bitcoin. And he's even borrowing debt. Like, this is a debt offering that they're doing to get more Bitcoin. Like this, he's got 244,000 Bitcoin, bro. That's over 1% of the supply. Yeah. BlackRock has over 1% of the supply. Some of those other Bitcoin ETFs are close to 1% of the supply. And that's a lot, bro.
It is a lot. And it's funny, even as we're talking here, Bitcoin it keeps look at this line here, boop, 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 like that, just going up
5%, 6% in the past few hours. That's crazy.
So I have not had the opportunity to dig in on this yet, but because you did listen to the spaces, I want to cover this. The crypto project World Liberty Financial, promoted by Trump family, confirms plan for token. Try to explain as best as you understand what this is all about.
Well, it's a DeFi play. They're partnered with Aave and Ethereum, and they're building a DeFi solution to decentralize finance. And I think one of the things from hearing Don Jr. talk a little bit later on was, how banks they were with, I don't know, it was US Bank or which bank they were with. They just debanked them. They didn't even call them, and they go, "Oh, dude, I think we just got hacked. There's no money in our account." And then they call the bank and they go, "Oh no, we just shut down your account. We don't want to do business with you." And so the fact that these banks just literally said, the family brand was able to do business. They talked about this. We could call any bank in the world and get loans for whatever because of our portfolio was so good. Then all of a sudden, it got shut off. So I think that's what pushed them into crypto. And so they're going to launch a governance token called the WLFI, which is the World Liberty Financial Token. Now, I did a dive into, and you can see this on our Instagram. I did a little 1 minute short. I don't know that I trust their technology team because the technology team has had some problems in the past. So that seems like a little bit of a problem. But they are going to sell about 63% of the tokens to the public, 17% reserved for user rewards. That's an interesting number, Joel. And 20% going to the team, which seems kind of high. And I have not seen their white paper yet, but they're all in on crypto. And what's interesting on this, Joel, is that the DeFi visionary of this is Barron. So that's good. I didn't know Barron at 18 was a visionary of DeFi and crypto, but here we are.
Yep, the website is worldlibertyfinancial.com, and it just says coming soon. Be defiant. I kind of like the little tagline there.
Yeah.
The true resistance is at hand. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Go check out their X. They got some interesting stuff going on, and if they're able to activate his big user base, it could be a really big thing. Or it could be like Trump University and Trump Stakes. It could not be a good thing. So I mean, hopefully it is. I was thinking of this, Joel, is like it would seem to me that if Barron's in on this and they don't want to sully his reputation right at Jump Street, you know what I mean? Right when he's getting going. So I think they're going to, I would imagine that they're going to give it their best shot on this one. And because I can't imagine them hosing Barron right out of the gates.
Well, the Trump campaign is in on crypto, and he has said from the platform that there will be no central bank digital currencies, but of course states have rights in federalism, and North Carolina is saying that they are making a payments ban on CBDCs in the state. There's questionable whether or not the legislation is legal or not, but they are currently. The state Senate overrode the governor's veto. So they voted for this bill. The governor said no, and they had enough votes to override it. They passed it into law. The state cannot accept CBDCs as a form of payment. So go North Carolina. I'm a fan.
Yeah. You know what will be interesting though is to see like some like a North Carolina DC. Not necessarily a central bank, but one that's because it reminds me back when in the Civil War times. I don't know if I got a bunch of these notes from like, oh, the Bank of North Carolina, oh, the Bank of Roanoke, Virginia, and like those were notes, and then that all got consolidated into one paper dollar, right? And then now we're kind of seeing it get dispersed again. So
that'd be like an NCDC then.
Yeah, it'd be an NCDC.
And if Arkansas got them, they'd be ACDCs, and that would.
Oh my God, Arkansas needs to do that for
sure. They'd be thunderstruck if they did that.
That'd be an AKDC or an ARDC actually, but that was a good try. That was a good try. I love that.
I do what I can. Hey, guess what? CZ gets out of jail here in now it's 12 days. This article published on September 16th. And he is about to get out of prison after a 4-month sentence. He pleaded guilty to breaking U.S. anti-money laundering laws, and they're going to let him roam free. Once again, he paid $4.3 billion. Well, Binance paid $4.3 billion in fines.
There you go. There you go. Glad to have him out and see what's going to happen next. Like who else is going to come after him? I mean,
right. No idea.
So
crazy. that's
I wonder if he's all thugged out now with more tattoos and shit, and he's all like old for being in prison, and he's like calling people bitch, you know. Swole ZZ is next level crypto. So that's good.
All right. Well, that is the news we have for you this week, but we have an interviews for you. I said it plural because it rhymed with news, but it's really one interview. And this is part of our Crypto Spotlight series. In fact, this is a promotional spot. Both Travis and I have been invited to be advisors for this token. And so we've been compensated in full disclosure for this interview. We like what we see here. We believe in the concept, the idea, and the
It's like
players.
a movement. I like that they call it a movement. It's not a meme
movement.
coin, it's a movement token. And I think we all need to be healthier. We're all a bunch of fat, lazy people here in America because we've been fed unhealthy things. We have an unhealthy lifestyle, and we have not healthcare system. We have a sick care system, and it's like they don't ever try to heal you or cure you. They try to ease you along and get and milk you for as much money as they can. So the idea behind this is really good. Becoming healthy and make America healthy again. That's what RFK Jr. is talking about. And we have with us Kyle Kemper, who is Justin Trudeau's half brother. And so it's almost like he's the dual opposite of Justin, because he's part of the Matrix, and Kyle he's the opposite of being in the Matrix. He is for real awakened to it all. So this is a great conversation that we have. And what's cool is they're literally in a Cybertruck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you're watching the video version of this, you're going to get to see how they've wrapped the outside of the Cybertruck. So let's go ahead and get to it.
Election season is what, 50 some odd days away? And unless you've been under a rock, it's going crazy. If you know Robert Kennedy Jr., he has joined forces with Trump, and he's been talking about making America healthy again.
Oh man, we need that. We need that in a big bad way. I mean, when we were kids, Trav, like phys ed included, get your ass out there and run around that track, drop and give me 50 and do the chin-ups and the pull-ups and climb that rope and let everybody laugh at you. Who cares? Man up.
Have you seen these videos of people at the beach in like the 70s and 80s? And you're like, wow, look at everybody's hot. Even the ugly people are hot, right? Yeah. And so now the ugly ones think they're 9s and 10s, but they're like 4s, and they don't realize that they probably need to get healthy. America needs to get healthy in a big way. And our good friend Kyle Kemper and his good friend Damien are here with us today to talk about their MAHA token, the Make America Great Again, Make America Healthy Again, Make America Healthy Again, aiming to transform health and wellness in America. Kyle and Damien, great to see you guys.
Great to be here.
Hey guys.
Travis, hey Joel.
Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, fellas. There's a bear on your head. Just thought I'd let you know in case you weren't aware.
This is a first. Are you guys in a Cybertruck? You guys look like you're in a Cybertruck.
We're in a Cybertruck right now. We're using the Cybertruck microphone and the speakers in here off of a Mac. It's amazing to see how technology is all blending together. This car is really incredible. It says it goes 300 miles, but when you actually drive it like a car like this wants to be driven, it doesn't go that far. So we're charging right now, and what a better opportunity to use this time than to hang out with you fine gentlemen, talk about MAHA and the MAHA mission of making America healthy again, making America heroic again.
That's so good. This is the first, Joel. We've never chatted with anybody in a Cybertruck.
No, I've only seen them, and I'm probably a contrarian here. I think it's really cool that you're doing the interview from within it, and I haven't seen the interior, but when I see the exterior, I think, not for me. Not so much. But
Man,
I think it's awesome.
It's growing on me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, even just like standing next to it and taking in the fact that we're driving across the country in this thing, it just like it builds on epicness.
Yeah, hold on. We got to show you what the Cybertruck looks like.
Okay. All right.
Let me take you. Hold on. We're gonna lose audio for a second.
Wrapped up good, don't you?
But
oh, look at that.
Oh, okay. So this is a good reason to be watching the visual version of the show, gang. If you're not watching us on YouTube, Rumble, or Odyssey, you're missing out on the visuals here of this Bitcoin wrapped Cybertruck. Now that's badass. Like if I see that driving down the street, I'm honking at you for sure.
Right. Oh my goodness, that is so badass. Look at that. Oh, they got Trump and Kennedy on the back there. That is so cool. Look at that thing. Now, is that solar panels on the back?
Amazing.
That is wild. Look at that. And so this is Bluetooth to your car, and then you have so you're listening to it all. You got your in-house studio right there, baby.
We got our in-house studio. We're tethering off the phone. Phone connection seems pretty good. Computer seems to be rolling sweet. We're charging. We're alive. We're heading to Denver right now for the Independent National Convention.
Okay.
So it's a gathering of a lot of independent leaders, crypto leaders, artists, people thinking about the future of governance and how we move away from like this kind of broken representative democracy into something a little bit more empowered, meaningful, where we can look at to returning the power to the people and making it about we the people and not we the matrix. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that's
Well,
really good.
when Kennedy got involved, we discovered that, for those who weren't following it, what RFK Jr. has been doing, that he has been exposing big pharma and big food and what they're doing to us through lowering phys ed standards for kids and what we're putting in our bodies through this ultra processed crap that people buy at the store. I mean, we start our day by feeding our kids pure sugar in the forms of this cereal. Then we send them off to lunch with this highly processed, you can't even call it meat, that's in these Lunchables. And then the, frozen dinners or whatever, or stuff that's been injected with all kinds of hormones that is supposed to be healthy that they're eating for dinner. And all of that together, RFK has just been like campaigning against exposing all of this. And you guys are bringing to us today a token based on this campaign slogan of Make America Healthy Again. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen. The website for this is mahaoneth.com. Kyle, what is this all about?
Yeah, so like you said, Bobby, was running for president. He launched his campaign about a year and a half ago. When I saw him get in, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's the most qualified man to be president of all time. And so threw in so much energy. Travis and I kind of hooked up in the beginning and made some really epic kind of artwork around it. And with this, like, the Matrix kind of fought back, and it looks like Bobby made this decision to join forces with Trump in this unity coalition. And the tagline is MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. Bobby loves it. They're using it like crazy. Nicole Shanahan is being an absolute beast, is producing so much amazing content. Talking about, how do we have healthy food, air, water, soil, um, systems. And Bobby has a history of not only just driving awareness around these things, but actually cleaning it up. Like his name is one of his nicknames is the hero of the Hudson. Like he single-handedly helped to reverse the course of the destruction of the Hudson River. Time magazine named him the hero of the planet until he started speaking out about vaccines and the safety of vaccines, at which point he became the enemy of the Matrix and the big pharmaceutical industry, and their willful megaphones, the mainstream media. So, it's been interesting. But we launched the MAHA token the night of the Trump Harris debate. And as this recognition that both Trump and Trump and Bobby have been huge proponents for Bitcoin, and we've been in this industry, we've seen the power of community, the power to create a movement, and you need to have some fuel for it. So a token gives a good opportunity to create a foundation for action, and then also leveraging it towards creating more awareness and helping push forward this message of MAHA. So one of the things that we're launching is it's like an app challenge that has the 5 to 10 minute a day check-in to explore healthy actions in thy life at a micro level, but also at a macro level. So that's kind of in like early beta right now. But also, we've got a lot of real world activation. So I've been driving on a 36-foot bus that was the Kennedy Across America bus. We put like 25,000 miles on it over this election cycle. It's now the MAHA bus. And we've added a bunch of Make America Healthy Again messaging to it. And, really leaning into this health conscious messaging and trying to raise the vibration, because Bobby's voice is now being heard by so many more people. And it's incredibly exciting because his wisdom, his intelligence, and his integrity is spreading. So, we as a community we're approached by an amazing team that has worked on other politified tokens and other meme tokens and has been in the industry a while, and also worked within, the political movements, the populist movements. So we came together and have done this. We're going to be leading a caravan from Florida up to Washington, D.C. for the 29th. On the 29th, there's a huge event happening in Washington, D.C. called Rescue the Republic. It's jointheresistance.org. And, I hope to see you guys there. We're also putting together kind of a podcast and a mobile podcast studio. As you see, we're calling in from a Cybertruck right now. Just wait, guys. There's a lot of kind of IRL activations about to take place. And, the purpose of this is to help fuel this greater movement and also create a really strong community around this notion of MAHA.
I love that. I've been on a kick here lately as well, because it's like, you know what? Here we are so close to the election. Who knows how crazy the world's going to get? And I was like, you know what? I am a fat man. I need to get this in check here. So I've been going through and getting my blood drawn and figuring out based on my DNA, how I need to be optimized, doing peptides. I'm actually fasting right now. I'm literally in the middle of let's see, how long have I been fasting right now? Almost 44 hours I've been fasting right now. And I'm not even angry because I'm doing it right. I'm getting the electrolytes in. And I was having a conversation with my mom yesterday. She's like, what are you doing? That's not healthy. And I was like, Mom, do we even really know what's healthy? Back in the 1950s, they had that thing called the prudent diet, and they said you need to have lots of cereal, you need to eat margarine, you need to stay away from eggs and beef tallow and butter, and like what happened, like up until that point there was literally no heart attacks hardly at all, up until they started getting people on margarine, started getting people eating lots of grains all the time, this processed foods. And it's something that's needed. I mean, even if this wasn't a token, this is a movement that needs to happen, because I tell you, because I've been fasting for 44 hours, like, man, I'm burning these ketones. I'm feeling so sharp. Like my energy levels are on point. And I have an app that it's testing when I sleep. I didn't even snore last night. Like I said, I had a 98 out of 100%. So it's crazy. So let me ask about the MAHA token, and you can jump in on that. But how can we use this MAHA token as an incentive for healthier lifestyles for folks?
Great question. So, one of these things that we're doing is this micro challenge app, and a lot of people don't necessarily just because we have a token that's out there, that's not going to encourage non-crypto people to kind of get into crypto. So, one thing that we can do is incentivizing small actions. So with this MAHA challenge that we've set up, it's just checking in every day, reporting the wins that you're doing, and then having a community feedback loop of celebrating each other for taking those actions. Because, that's why AA is so successful. When you come together with other people and you share in your successes and also your challenges, you have a group community support system. So, we're creating that as one element, but then also creating fire content, inspiring people, and putting out the challenges. Now, this is the other thing is, I don't have all of the answers right now, and that's okay, because we are creative people. We have to be open to negative entropy and to shifts and to taking advantage of the opportunities that come in front of us. I know that if you bring together amazing people on a purpose-oriented message, there's nothing you can't do. So with this MAHA mission, along with this near-term goal of the election of this year of getting Donald Trump into office, there's then a micro mission of let's get Donald Trump healthy too, because I don't know about you guys, but I saw the debate the other night, and he didn't look particularly healthy. So I think there's a good opportunity for him to get healthy and get that brain
sharp. Think about, has anybody been under more stress in the last 10 years than that guy? Like, he's been put through the ringer if you think about it. Like, I'm not being pro or anti against him. I'm just saying, dude, has anybody in history had more stress in a decade than that guy?
He's the most scrutinized human being on earth. And, but he eats McDonald's. He likes Big Macs. And for some reason, he likes his steak well done. And I'm like, oh man, Don, Well, what's up with that?
Donnie, what are you doing?
What you doing, Donnie?
He still hits a good golf ball though. Like, so he's out
He
there.
kills it.
He's like, he wins. He won both. I think he won the senior club championship and the regular club championship this year.
That's great.
Even with the sniper rifle poking out of the bushes at him.
That just adds a little extra challenge to the shot, right?
Right.
I got a question because what you're saying, what you just described around the mechanisms and people rewarding people, it almost sounds like this would be a perfect fit for like a Telegram app, right? Or a Telegram bot kind of thing, because it's like you want to build the community. Community's happening on Telegram in a lot of ways, right? And you're like, oh, I just did this, I just did that, and then boom, people could literally just like gift, like, oh, you just got 9 MAHA, boom, good job. I want to reward people for their efforts because they just kicked ass. I want to say congratulations, and then that kind of positive feedback can keep people going. Because I tell you, in my journeys, I get to a point and I'm all by myself. I'm just doing it on my own. There's nobody kicking ass with me. I'm doing it all by myself, and if it's a very isolated kind of thing. And it's easy to fall off the rails, Kyle, Damien, you know what I mean? So it's like that kind of positive feedback could be very helpful.
Yeah, for a lot of us, there's nothing more powerful than community, and that mutual support and the awareness and the accountability of being able to check in with each other and support each other. And when we can talk honestly about our health challenges, I think that's a big one. Just like our economic struggles individually, our health struggles, we suffered them mostly alone. But if you had a conversation with the average person and heard about theirs, it would probably be relatable, even if it wasn't the same thing you're going through. And you look at how that connects to everything else. You look at how poor our food options are, how corrupt our medicine industry is, and it all connects back. And there's actually
shut up and get your booster, dude. Get your booster. Jeez. and get your 15th booster. And just be quiet. I remember.
And take your blood pressure medication and take this pill and that pill and take this pill because that pill did this thing. Yeah. And all this other nonsense.
But instead of fasting, like what Travis is doing, like Travis doing this, like being in 44-hour fasting. So like your body's like an engine, and like once it goes, it needs fat to burn and it needs electricity. That's what the electrolytes give you. So you can survive for a long time, and your body will actually like healthily kind of eat itself and cleanse itself by going through fasting. But you just sharing this, Travis, like, that hopefully can inspire a couple others towards, what? I don't need to eat 3 giant meals a day. Like that is a bit of a misnomer. Like we do not need to consume as much as we are consuming. Like there are micro.
Who came up with the BS that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Where did that come from?
It was the grain companies, wasn't it? Were they trying to sell cereal and whatnot?
Getting people to eat cereal and oatmeal, like things that they are not healthy for you. They are not. It's so rare that I eat breakfast. Like by the time I'm done with dinner, maybe I'll have some nuts or some chips as a snack at night. But usually once I'm done with dinner, I'm good until noon the next day. And that's intermittent fasting. Once you're on that, you eat your lunch and your dinner and you're good.
And Joel's dropped a ton of weight. Joel's done great just sort of on his own he just kind of shifted his own. Look at that. You're in what?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a medium shirt or is that a large? That's great. Good job, brother.
Which way to the beach, bro?
Yeah, right.
That's nice. That is good.
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting. He just sort of did it on its own. And whenever we first started hanging out, you were a little. You actually had lost some weight, and then you had gained it back, and then you were like, and now you're killing
it.
And all I do is I get out and I walk an hour a day. Before we set up to record this morning, I went out and I'm in Nashville at a friend's place, and I got up at 9 o'clock and just went out there and hoofed it for an hour. Just keeping your body moving.
Yeah,
is such a key. Mobility. You look at these people. I just turned 60 this year. I look in the mirror. I'm like,
are you serious?
60. Yeah, serious.
I never would have guessed, bro.
Seriously. Thanks. Are you flirting with me? That's just checking. So
you like bears, Joel?
And I know
it's the bear market.
Wow. I know other people that are my age, and they don't look well at all. And there's such a difference in if you just keep active, right? And you keep a positive mindset. Now, let me ask you guys a tough question, because you're not the first ones to gamify fitness. Like there is a token out there called Stepen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
STEPN .com. And I'm just going to put it up here really quick because I'm familiar with it. I think I've owned some tokens at some point. They've had an app out there. How is what you're doing different from what Stepen is doing?
So I feel like Steppen, I'm not familiar, but I love it. And I love all of these different projects that are working towards doing these things. I think the best thing that we're doing is focusing on uniting and not trying to I do not believe in oh, there's Steppen. Let's not talk about Steppen. No, no, let's celebrate what those guys are doing because that's part of the healthy agenda. The future is not out competing one another. It's out collaborating one another. So
Unity.
creating a amongst all these different projects and supporting them underneath this massive purpose of make America healthy again or make anyone healthy again if you want. There's so many different acronyms that can go, but this is a mantle, a community to bring things together. And ideally what we want to be doing is forging bonds and creating a strong, network effect of supporting other aligned initiatives towards this ultimate purpose. And that recognizes okay, Steppen wants to get people on their app. Let's explore that. Let's find out how we can collaborate.
Mm.
There's Sweat back in the day too was doing interesting things. There's a group, I just saw Bobby's going to be speaking at the Public Square Summit in Orlando on the 10th and 11th of October. So Public Square is a freedom-oriented small business marketplace. And opportunities. So part of healthy is also moving our purchasing power away from the giant corporatocracies and the big business and supporting one another business wise. There's economic health. There's so many there's a real panopticon. And what we can is try and do our part to spread awareness, to make it fun, to make it inclusive, and to create positive energy and content and inspiring action from Americans and citizens of the world towards taking care of themselves, for their parents, for their children, especially in this age of man, we're dealing with turbo cancers and and this extremely corrupt, captured medical industrial complex, the insurance industry it's a mess what's going on within society. And Bobby, the remedy, Kennedy, is here to help. And by working with Trump, let's do what we can to get Trump into office so that Bobby can get to work. We can clean up this swamp. And in 2028, it'll be the greatest celebration of all time when Bobby, the remedy Kennedy, becomes president in that timeline. So that's the big kind of metas in play. And the token, we're on Telegram, MAHA official token, or MAHA token official, but just go to MAHA on ETH, kind of join in, participate. If you've got ideas, we want to hear them because there's so many different things. It's how can we enable it? And that's one of the things that I'd love to work with both you, Joel, and Travis, and the community at large about, how do we enable MAHA related action without it being a hierarchical pyramid of control, a centralized kind of control structure. Because this is what I saw. I worked with the campaign for a long time, and there's so much energy towards making positive change. And so many people have beautiful ideas, but when they kind of come into the central decision-making structure, it can be very difficult. And, for a long time, I thought about, how proposals and DAOs work, that flush it out. People ask how can I help? Well, that's kind of a tough question to answer. It's more of a here's what I'm working on. Here are our different milestones and what our goals are. Where do you think you can help? Because ultimately, and this goes for anybody who's leading a project or participating in a project, others don't know everything that you're capable of. And we all have different action cards, and we can't come together and radically collaborate unless we make it known all the different action cards of value that we can kind of bring together. And Travis, we've been jamming for a while, and I know we've got a lot that we can make possible. And Joel as well. I mean, I'm thrilled to be collaborating, that you guys are part of the community now, and we're just going to let's make America healthy again. MAHA.
That's
I'd
great.
like to,
I do want to. Oh, go
I'd like
ahead.
to
Go
take a
ahead.
quick run at this too, and just give another angle at the context. The MAHA token is not a meme coin; it's a movement coin. And so what we're talking about here, first and foremost, is creating a community that shares an awareness of the importance of everything that MAHA represents. That's individual healthy choices, but it's also systemic. It's eating better, it's exercising, but it's also addressing the corruption in our food systems and our medicine systems, the capture of our government agencies and all that. So on the movement side, there's awareness, there's connection, there's signal boosting. But then as a token, the way that connects is that health and wellness is in itself an economy. It's an economy of goods and services, of alternatives to these horrible mega corporation products. And so there's an opportunity here for us to surface and highlight values aligned, healthy, American made products. Some of these wonderful influencers creating fantastic health content, and all these other things. So you bring it all together and you've got so many touch points economically, the opportunity to tip each other, to support each other in our actions towards healthy living. And all those things come together. And though we don't have the specific answers right now, we're really excited to play in this space.
It's a really interesting concept. It's a really great. I love that. It's a movement coin. It's not a meme
Right.
coin. That's great. We often call them culture coins, but this is not. This is a shifting in awareness sort of a project. And I want to make you guys aware of this. There is another MAHA token. You guys know. I'm letting the audience know. MAHA.xyz is not this token. This is MAHA on ETH.com. So make sure you choose. It's not on CoinMarketCap. You can only find it on like Dex Tools.
It is on CoinMarketCap.
Oh, it's on CoinMarketCap. Okay, I didn't see it on CoinGecko.
And
My
we've
bad.
registered for both. We're only like 5 days old.
Okay, yeah. So really, really early. And I think this is again, not financial advice, guys, but this is something that is a movement. I'm kind of passionate about it right now because I'm on that. I'm on the flow of being healthier, right? I'm not out. Sometimes I'm on the flow of being a fat sloth and that doesn't seem to give me very good energy. And as I've entered my 50s, I don't think I can manage that long term to have little amounts of energy and then having a 30-something-year-old girlfriend. It doesn't really work out, so the math doesn't work. So I gotta bring my body level down. And there's so many cool biohackers out there. Like, I think you guys could have an amazing podcast interviewing people like the guys that Huberman interviews and like Gary Brecka and like some of those other guys. Brian, there's one guy, Brian, somebody, he's a doctor. He talks
Brian
about
Johnson, don't die.
no, not the Brian Johnson guy. He's the don't die guy, but there's another Brian who talks about how important nitric oxide is to the body. So there's like so many cool people you guys are going to have an opportunity to chat with. So I think it's fun. Obviously, it's very early and in the game, but it could be really cool. And I think when you got the brains of Kyle Kemper behind it, good things could come along.
Yeah,
I have to ask, Kyle.
Go ahead.
Well, I have to ask, have after you make America healthy again, are we going to make Canada healthy again? Have you talked to Justin about this?
We got to make Canada healthy again. We got to make Canada heroic again, free again. We got to raise the vibration up in Canada. But I've always I made a clear commitment to myself that things in Canada aren't going to change by themselves. America is the leader of the whole world. And what America does, the world will follow. And if America, falls to this global corporocratic cabal matrix, as it's being sucked into it, but now there is this opportunity to really shift away from that. The rest of the world will follow, including Canada, Great Britain, Brazil, Australia, Europe, Asia. it's all
Maybe make all the world healthy again. Mawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we're going to
make America free again. Mafa.
And we're gonna
make Earth great again. Mega.
Oh,
mega, baby.
Mega. I dig it.
Mega.
Hey guys, really appreciate you guys coming on to share with us. MAHA on ETH.com, the website. Also, go ahead, Kyle. Last word.
And the last one I just want to say is I just want to express gratitude because this has been a team effort. The campaign kind of dissolved to a point where it's suspended, and all of a sudden there's a lot of free energies, and they started kind of colliding together, and all of a sudden we found ourselves with this unbelievable team to help launch this token. We had a terrific, very successful, effective, smooth launch, and it beyond just myself and Damo here. We've got an excellent team of collaborators who are experts in their own domains, who have been around the block, who have done this, who have done coins, who have done Politify, have done political movements. So we're really, I feel like we've got the best team in play at this moment for this action. And I'm really stoked to welcome you guys to the team as well. And let's go, guys. Let's Maha, let's Mega, let's have the best day ever.
Trevor, I really enjoy seeing projects that have a mission, right? Don't call this a meme coin. It's not a meme coin. It's a mission coin. There is a purpose behind this, and I hope these guys get traction with it. I really do.
It's a great idea. I mean, if we can inspire people to become more healthy and do better things. I mean, I've been guilty of not being healthy for the longest time because you just get kind of in a funk. And you're like, all right, wait, bro, all right. But I tell you, since I've been going to the gym, and I've been fasting again and getting the electrolytes and feeling better, it's like, man, my body just works a lot better. My sleep is a lot better. It's just like, as you get older, you want all that stuff to work better. And so if you guys got some ideas on how to make MAHA better, make sure to jump into the community, because it looks like it's very early on in the game and they want to find ways to how they can loop all this in. I don't think they have it all figured out yet, but it looks like a good idea to me so far. So if it's interesting to you, you want to get off your fat ass and get healthy, it might be a good community to join.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you guys. And we do ask that we get some of you that have a 5-star review in you that wants to come out to go over to iTunes and do that and be funny. Please. There's just, the hate. If you're unhappy with something, especially in a political season, where it's like, oh, you're awful because I don't like your opinions, and I'm going to be a little bitch and slam the door on the way out, then people are more likely to complain than they are to take a moment to say thank you. So if you want to take a moment to say thank you, we would really appreciate that. And any other things you want to say, Trav? Any words that are bubbling up? Or the gas?
It's just good. We're here for you. And we've been putting this thing out for 7+ years, so we're really glad that all of you guys have been staying here with us and staying bad.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.
Yay!